is stated, is Gail Kim a ray of hope for TNA? So what exactly does that mean? Well, for those of you that don't know, and I haven't really talked about the whole Gail Kim thing, for various reasons, I don't like necessarily coming on and talking about a lot of news type items. You guys don't get your news from me, and I just like commentating, so there we go. That said, Gail Kim has apparently not signed with WWE yet, and there is a story on PWTorch, which is the best story on this. Apparently they have been kind of the ones on the forefront of this with Wade Keller. Not a big Wade Keller fan myself, but, give credit where credit's due. I'm going to read through this, and then I'm going to give you my comments. I've got a copy of the article in the description box, so you can check that out if you want to see it yourself. But or if you want to check out the page, he gave his analysis as well. I didn't include the analysis, but there you go. Here we go. PWTorch has learned that Gail Kim has personally reached out to Dixie Carter to see if a deal can be struck from her to TNA after all, for her to return to TNA after all. As PWTorch has reported in multiple instances over the past week, friends have said she felt terrible about leaving TNA, but she felt she had to because WWE's offer was at least triple of what TNA's supposed final offer was. If that is true, TNA needs to be ashamed of themselves, because I can't see the WWE offering Gail Kim more than, let's say $400,000, and this is, when it comes to TV, your top draw, and it is. Go look at the ratings. The knockouts are it's no secret, knockouts are the best ratings draw for TNA, and out of them, Gail Kim is the best of those draws. Her matches are always the best. Now, is that going to stay the case? I don't think so. The guy that I would benefit for making the Knockouts division as powerful and as good as it is was Scott D'Amore, and D'Amore has left, and now Dutch Mantel, I believe, is now booking it. You can definitely tell a difference. I don't think it's been as good over the past, I would say, month, maybe 2 months, and I really do. This is just me kind of commentating. I really do hope that TNA doesn't make the same mistakes that they made with like the X Division, or with particularly the X Division, I would say, or even with the main roster, where they made probably late 2006, where I think, middle to late 2006 is really where TNA started making some bad decisions, and it turned it up to bite them and become very, 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 I would say, noticeable to a lot of fans come probably the middle of 2007. So, but I think a lot of us that had been watching it started to sort of see things change. I have always pointed, to probably the middle of 2006 is the point where I started seeing things going in a different direction. I didn't quite like it. So there you go. That all said, if this is all they offered her, this is a joke. Her, ODB, and Awesome Kong all deserve pretty big paychecks in my vision, in my opinion, for women in TNA. I'm not going to sit here and say that they should get more than Angle or Sting, though theoretically they should if they're drawing better than them, and they have, without a doubt. But that's not going to happen. We all know that. But still, I think that's a pretty crappy thing to do, because you got to figure the WWE probably offered her, $400,000, $300,000. Let's say $300,000. That's not good, in my opinion, for somebody who definitely has meant a lot to, the division that is your strongest division. I'm one of those people who think, hey, you take care of your people when the time comes to take care of your people, and maybe Dixie believes that too. We'll see. To continue, Kim did reportedly meet with WWE officials, but has been hesitant to sign a deal with WWE due to her happiness with working for TNA, other than the lowball offer she was given. Now, of course, this would be the case, because if you were a women's wrestler, where would you rather wrestle? Where you could actually wrestle and show your chops, or go to the WWE and be basically, people ask you, okay, when are you going to pose for Playboy? I mean, let's be honest here. That's what you're going to be asked. That's what people expect. That's what the WWE hires now. It seems like, let's go out there and get somebody who might look good in Playboy, or might sell a lot of Playboys. I understand that's good marketing, but I don't think it makes for a good in-ring product. And the fact that a lot of the better wrestlers are not used well, I think probably also, played a part in it. Of course, money's money, and I think everyone has noted that if, she If she got paid a significant more money, she should take it. I think I don't, and if she's okay with that, more power to her. To continue, from what we understand, neither Kim nor Dixie Carter were happy with the way TNA reps and Kim's reps, lawyers and or agent, handled the negotiations, and both have decided to at least see if a return could be worked out. Good for both of them. Nice to see. It's nice to see Carter kind of taking, control of this. Now, this next paragraph is the single most important paragraph of this article. This is important. If this is true, this could be good things for TNA. So let me just say that, and I'll explain why I think that. Carter has asked some tough questions to people within TNA lately whom she trusted to handle this part of the business. Well, there are indications she fell out of the loop and wanted to try to make the situation right. If that is the case, if this is the start of something where she says, you know what, I need to be more hands-on, I need to ask more tougher questions, I need to be sure I understand what's going on, and if that means that she goes to the booking committee, starts telling Jarrett and Dutch and Vince that, hey, well, what are some of your ideas? Sell me on your ideas, and if you can't sell me on your ideas, I'm not going to approve them. If she starts taking that sort of approach, maybe she won't go that far, but if she starts being more hands-on, which Conan has said he wished that she would do, I believe Jerry Lynn said the same thing. I believe that has been a consistent story coming from a lot of guys that have left TNA, in not so good terms. That was the one thing that they wished Dixie Carter would do. That she was a very nice lady, very gracious, but that they felt like she didn't know what was going on the business side of it, and she needed to be more hands-on because they felt like if she was, there's enough people there that know what to do that it would turn the company around. If that is the case, then by all means, this could be the spark that lights the fire that could bring TNA back to where we all hope it would be. We've all watched TNA. There was a point where I think we loved TNA. I think there was a point where TNA had a lot of hype, where TNA was, that no one, that it had its faults, but everything has its faults, and I think everyone was willing to overlook those faults for what we thought TNA could be. I can hope that this is something that might lead to it. If you went back in the mid-90s when Eric Bischoff fired Steve Austin, the chain of events that happened after that, and the things that happened even within TNA even WCW, because of what happened, of the way Austin was fired, the whole situation was handled, what many people believe the firing was really about, all of those sorts of things, all started from that. All started from that single firing. All started from Austin being, the second biggest draw in American history, in recent times at least, next to Hulk Hogan. So if this is the start of that, if this is the start of, Dixie kind of opening her eyes a little bit, start questioning a little bit, start, being a little more critical, maybe start saying, hey, maybe this isn't working, maybe I need to start listening to some other people, maybe I need to start listening to the boys a little bit more, which is something that, lots of guys, Conan in particular, I think has talked about this. I think Jerry Lynn did too. That needed to happen. So, all of that said, here's, again, hope. I hope this is it. I hope this is what kind of turns things around for TNA. But I'm out. I will talk to you guys later, and later.